Hi guys, welcome back. Sidewinder here. Today we are tackling a subject that is very close to my heart, and that is weight cutting. So you can make weight for your competition day. Small background here. In 2018, I was weighing like 80 kilograms, and I was 5 days prior to competition day. And on the weighing day, I was 69.70 kilograms. So that was a 10 kilogram drop in 5 days. Now, I'm not saying everybody should do that. And I certainly don't follow that pattern anymore. It was just luck combined with a little bit of stupidity. But having dropped weight for competition many times after that, in a, I hope so, much smarter manner, I hope I can impart some useful information to you today on that subject. So, first of all, how much should we drop for competition day? Well, if you want to go just one category below, and I'm talking here about WAF categories that are every 5 kilograms, not like IFA, that's like more like 7 kilograms. You can pretty much drop one entire category in a week or so, maximum 2 weeks. So we'll stick to the WAF stratification for now. So how much can you drop? Well, I would say at maximum for health benefits, I mean, retaining most of your health and risk aversion and keeping your strength, I would say a maximum of 2 categories, so like 10 kilograms. If you want to go crazy, you can also do like 3 weight categories, 3 weight classes, but that is going to be highly dependent on your body fat. So if you're someone who is already very lean, I would say you can at the maximum drop 1 weight class. If you're a bit on the plus size, like 15 to 20% body fat, then you can certainly do well with 2 or 3 categories. So let's build from the bottom up. We have that interval of 1 to 2 weeks where you are trying to drop the last 5 kilograms by any means necessary, the fast and drastic method. And maybe you have a couple of months or so before the competition, where you know when the competition will take place, where you can drop the other extra fluff. So let's say you are trying to compete in the 70 kilogram class. You want to be like 74 to 75 1 or 2 weeks before the competition. Now, let's say you are, for the sake of the argument, 78 kilograms. Up until the moment that you are 1 to 2 weeks away from competition, this will differ amongst people. So some may lose weight in an easier fashion, some may not. You have to experiment a little bit, but I'm sure you also find out what type you are. So you want to drop down to 5 kilograms away from your weight class for up to the 1 2 weeks prior to competition. Okay, that's the easier part. You just have to calculate your basal metabolic rate, and based on that, you cut a little bit of your calories. I don't suggest doing that from protein, of course not. But you can cut from carbs, from fats, from these two categories easily. That will be the slow process. Like in time, in 1 2 months, you will drop the 2 or 3 kilograms. So you are 78 in this example, and you will have reached 75. It's a good idea to avoid sugars and processed crap. But anywhere you can cut from is okay. Um, Now, the thing is that in the last 1 to 2 weeks, you're going to enter the drastic mode, which means that you have to cut your carbs entirely. And let me explain why. Every molecule of glycogen that you hold is going to hold 3 molecules of water in your body. Now, the average male holds around 300 to 400 grams of glycogen in his body. So if you do some quick basic math, you'll realize that you can actually lose 2 kilograms by cutting carbs. So it's going to be like 400 grams of glycogen and 1.5 kilos of water. Okay. So we're down from 70 to like 68. Okay. Then again, you must cut your sodium intake. So I understand that many foods are now full of salt for uh, conservation, to be preserved, preservation purposes, so they don't rot. But you have to avoid as much as possible to salt your food. That will help you very much for 1 extra kilogram, let's say. Coffee, which is a diuretic, is also very helpful for elimination of extra sodium. And that leaves us with like 2 kilograms of what? Of water. Got it? What? Water. Now, this will be the most mentally challenging part of your journey because you have to drop the water somehow. And while water loading, in case you haven't heard about it, give it a quick search. Uh, while it's a good method to drop the extra water, like you drink a lot of water with a few days prior to weighing, and then you stop all water intake, and your body will just upregulate a hormone that is diuretic, aldosterone, uh, making you drop the extra water. Uh, I am a firm believer that the sauna method is much better. Like if I'm going to drop water weight anyway, why wouldn't I use the sauna? Uh, Hormonal regulation is something that is very much out of our control. So I don't know how much my hormones will be activated after I do this water loading phase. But I know how much I have to stay in a sauna in order to make weight. How much? Until the scale says that I am weighing in at the exact weight. Uh, the sauna should be humid, so don't just go into those dry saunas. Humidity actually helps your body eliminate extra water. And I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna be, to say the least, horrible. So for my last weight cut, I think I spent like 2 hours in the sauna to get out 2.7 kilograms of water. And I actually had to do a 3-minute run right before the weigh-in because I was 100 grams over the 65 kilogram category. Now, why should you listen to me? Well, I am on 185, I mean meters, tall arm wrestler that has consistently competed in the 65 kilogram category. So I have a pretty decent idea about how to reach the weight class that is desirable. Don't ask me why I'm doing that. I know everybody is obsessed about reaching higher and higher in the weight class, but my philosophy is slightly different. I will explain that in maybe a further video. Now I want to go back to one thing that I have missed in this video, and that is about the initial caloric decrease. Now I know that most of you will want to calculate your basal metabolic rate and then add some kind of modifiers like the activity level and whatever, and then subtract from that like 200 or 300 calories. But what has worked best for me, and I haven't lost a lot of strength, if any, was just calculating my basal metabolic rate and dropping 300 to 500 calories from that directly, while maintaining a high protein, high animal protein diet. We'll touch that in another video, animal protein versus veggie protein. And you will see that if you do that, you will drop weight very fast without being affected too much, except mentally, of course, because the your dopamine levels will probably tank. You will be on ascetic mode, on sage mode. But that is also, I think that is a very good form of mental training. We're making soldiers here, right? So yeah, I hope that I was pretty concise, and I hope you got something from it. Again, 1-2 months prior, cutting calories from your basal metabolic rate. 1 or 2 weeks before, cut carbs, cut salt, and then just finish it off with a humid sauna. And that will be all that you need to drop 1 or 2 or even 3 weight classes, depending on your body type. See you later.